A star is reborn on today's Super Boomer Lifestyle Show. Welcome to the Super Boomer Lifestyle Show with super boomers and beyond that enhance your lifestyle, health, empowerment, and more. Hello, everyone. My name is Caren Glasser, and I'm your live stream host today and every day on this show. And this show is promising to be an amazing show. We've titled it A Star is Reborn. My very special guest today, which we're going to bring on in just a second, she's got an amazing story, and she's also going to be revealing that one thing that she's bringing back onto her plate. And I'm just so intrigued by that. I've been waiting all day long to hear what that is. So we're going to talk a little bit about what the show is about. It's about stepping into your power. It's about being a super boomer. And if you're here live, we're delighted you're here live. Make sure you comment, say I'm live. And if you have something to say, whether it's a fun thing, not a fun thing, a comment, make sure you write it down because I'll put it up on the screen and we'll talk about it. If you're here on replay, just as good, make sure you put replay in the comments down below because we are so glad you're here. And finally, a shameless plug, please share us. Go ahead, click that button, share away, I'll wait. All right, I'm thrilled. Our special guest today is Kim Castle. She is a creative director and brand spokesperson. She's a 40-plus healthy lifestyle influencer, and she is the creator of the Life. Okay, let's start it again. The Lifelicious lifestyle brand. She's a former stand-up comedian. It sounds like I'm the comedian today, and has recently added a new thing back on her professional plate. Can't wait to hear what that's about. I met Kim over 7 years ago. And we just clicked. We just had that synergy. We became fast and furious friends and colleagues. We have worked together since then, and I'm delighted to bring her on the show. Welcome to the show, Kim.
Oh, Caren, it is an absolute joy to be here. When you said fast and furious, I had a Thelma and Louise kind of thing in my mind, like get in their car and go. But it's a joy to be here.
We met, I think, at a David Fagan event.
Yes.
And it was right before the women's conference that I didn't even know about. You were there talking about it with Michelle Patterson, I believe. Yeah. And somehow we just connected, and I ended up going to the conference. We really connected then, and it's been that way forever. I am so enthralled by the talent that you have and how much talent that you have, which we're going to get into it. But before we start, let's talk about how you would actually describe a super boomer. Now, I say a super boomer is not defined by age. They are defined by how they show up in life. Mm-hmm. So, Kim Castle, how would you describe a super boomer?
I would say it's similar. It's funny. I don't even resonate with being a boomer, like even though I clearly, sometimes I'll just look on Google, what is a boomer again? Just to kind of look in that age range and go, yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I know. It's like, oh yeah. I personally don't resonate with that label because I'm so much more defined by what I do and what I am in the world. So I would agree with you. If I were from a macro level look at what is a super boomer, right, I would agree. It's not somebody who defines themselves by an age or even that label. It's more about how fully, you're expressing in your body and how fully you're living. So to me, I would agree. It's how you're expressing yourself in your body and your life.
I so agree. Joey says, hi, Kim Castle. She's in the audience right now.
Hi, Joey.
Hi back. Hi back. Okay, so let's just jump in. One of the things that we women talk about, but don't always do, and that's collaboration. There is a story out there in the marketplace that says women can't get along. They don't know how to collaborate. They don't know how to work together because. Mm-hmm. And I don't believe that's true. Do you?
I actually think it used to be. I think there's this thing, sociologist or a psychological. Yeah, they would call it, there was a terminology called status. And it's not so much status in terms of your economic level, but there's this phenomenon called status. And Alison Armstrong of PAX programs, she talks the difference between human spirit and human animal, and she breaks this down into cave woman. And I think there was a part in our brain way back when that status meant like another woman,
Yeah.
kind of from the cave woman standpoint. You tried to have the best that person so that you would stay warm at night or you would be safe
Ah,
as a cave woman. So I think there was a part in our brain as women that made that competitive edge. And I think it was operating in our brain without us even realizing it.
I think
So
that's, yeah,
isn't
that's,
that interesting? So
that is very interesting.
I think there was a part of that going on where women didn't. I remember when I was a stand-up and sitting behind in the green room at the Comedy Store, and it was the most aggressive environment I had ever been in. I'm like white bubbling myself in the green room because they were so catty.
And it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, that's really, it doesn't have to be that way. I work with
And I
Joey
don't
Charity.
think it is now.
Yeah, it's changed.
I think it's changed.
Women inspiring women rise together. I mean,
Absolutely.
truly they do. So you one of the things that you talk about is your tagline is fuel for living vibrantly. What does that mean?
Oh, so much. Well, when you break down what does vibrant mean, vibrant is this energy that shows that you're alive and that it's pulsing. And it's not necessarily, the most energetic room, in the room.
Right.
There's this pulsing with aliveness. And so to me, when you look at fuel for living, each word is so critical. Fuel, what is fuel? Fuel is what you eat,
Right.
what you think, what you take in. And as women, we take in our entire environment thanks to estrogen. So our environment is fuel. Right. The people that we hang around is fuel. Also, I think how we express ourselves is also fuel.
Yeah, yes.
So to me, and then living is again how we're expressing this amazing gift of being alive.
Let's talk about Life-alicious. Let's talk about Life-alicious and how that was created. Back in the day when we met, you were doing Brand You. You and your husband Vito, the two of you. Brand You was the brand and continues to be. In fact, I was telling you, somebody stopped me today and said, "Oh my God, you have Kim Castle on your show? I've been following her for years and her marketing message." And when I told you that, you actually laughed because, that was then. And you've now moved forward. You have Life-alicious, which you took all of that talent. Let's talk a little bit about Life-alicious, and then we're going to move on to that thing that you are putting back on your plate.
Sure. Yeah. I was having this sense after doing Brand You and becoming utterly exhausted, like literally adrenal fatigue, burnout, to a point where we had all this great success with Brand You. And I kept wanting to put it in the car, drive it out on a country road and hope somebody would take care of it. Like I was so exhausted. And I thought, I can't be the only dynamic, powerful, intelligent woman experiencing this level of burnout and exhaustion by the very thing that they're doing, right? So I wanted to create a community where we can go and fill up, that we can go and learn how to fuel our lives in a place that we're never empty.
Yeah.
I had been running on empty for decades and didn't know it. So Life-alicious is a community of resources where you can pay attention to what you're thinking, support your environment, literally understand about sleep and all the things, what you're eating. So I have a couple of things that I'm going to be introducing. I have an audio program called How to Love Your Life and Have the Energy to Enjoy It. And that'll be a free program coming up. And I'm going to relaunch my self-centered program. And I'm probably going to do a pilot where I'm going to let people in for free, where for 30 days, I teach women how to not make self-centeredness a bad thing.
I love that. I love that. And it's, for me, it's also about, because the simple life and the simple living. I put a book up here. It's one of my favorites. I actually have read this book for 15 years. Every single year I open it up and I go to a section. It covers all the things in a woman's life in particular, from the spiritual to the nutritional to the exercise to the technology to financial. And it's a fascinating book. It's in the store, the superboomerlifestyle.com. But what I love about it is that it never gets old. and that some concepts just are there for us, and they're there for us for forever. You've got an amazing YouTube channel, which every time I think about it, you don't do anything halfway. That's the and I want people to go check out your YouTube channel at kimcastle.tv. Just go and check it out, because you've done some hysterically funny videos, as well as some thought-provoking videos, but all around women and what women are thinking. And you are really funny. And I think that you pull on your stand-up comedian, right? From that part of your life. Okay, I can't wait anymore. I just have to ask you, what is this thing that you are bringing back and putting on your professional plate?
Well, it's interesting because I haven't talked about it. I've kind of have been a little precious with it. In February, I hosted an Oscar party. We do this big to-do, big to-do. 40, 50 people come in and do this Oscar. And I'm hosting this Oscar party, and I'm like secretly depressed. I'm watching this Oscar party. I had watched Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, like 10 times. And each time I get more and more depressed and going, what in the world is wrong with me? And I literally, after the Oscar party, went into like a 5-day depression. Like I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. I'm going, what? I have so many amazing things going on in my life. I'm going to Pilates every day. I bought this beautiful house. Like what, where did this come from?
Right.
And I found that there was a piece of me, a huge part of me, that I thought I put in a box and gave to the Salvation Army. Like, take it away. That's not me anymore. And realized it was a huge part of me. And when I acknowledged it, all of a sudden, like my light came back, and I'm an actor.
Yes, you are.
I'm a performer. I'm an actor. I'm a creator. I've written dozens of TV shows. And I literally thought I put that all in a box and sent it away when I became a business speaker, when I started to talk about Brand You. And I remember at the end of when I stepped away from Brand You, I realized that I had taken 10% of me as the creative director and the, brand strategist, and made it 100% of me, and cut away pieces of light and spirit and all these gifts that God had given me. So I started acting again. And when I stepped back into it, I made a decision. I said, I'm not going to care about how. I'm just going to say yes. And all of a sudden, God just started putting all of these like opportunities. I had a commercial audition, had a callback. I mean, it's like I left all of that behind.
But that's the thing. I think that sometimes we get caught up in trying to figure out the minutia of it all before we'll actually take action, right? Yep. And so I think that, I know about that about you, and I know it's the same thing about me. I do it and figure it out later, right? If it hurts my stomach, it's something I have to do. If it's making me nauseous or it's making me nervous, and truly, because I feel it in my body, that's just how I take it. But I know it's something I have to do, and we figure it out. I don't say, I can't do this. And I know you're not like that either. You did a Star Trek convention. Let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, when I said earlier, you've done everything, you've done a Star Trek convention, which had never been done.
It was social media. It literally was social media before social media. I was the host, and I was like Julie McCoy, in a virtual hotel floating in paradise, and people would attend with an avatar, and it was a 3-day live event. We had 1.4 million people come to the website in 30 days with no marketing budget, and people stayed. It was such an experience. People stayed online 4.5 hours, dial-up.
So guys, are you hearing what she's saying? It was a virtual event. They got on their computers and they attended this first of its kind virtual event and stayed there. I mean, that's unheard of, Kim. You know that's unheard of. Most people, we have the attention span of a flea, right?
Yep.
So we know that video works a little bit more. They might stay and watch us for 2 minutes, but you did something that is so totally
groundbreaking. Still to this day, and I do credit my partner as the brainchild. I certainly brought the glue, the humanity, the humor, the heart, and a lot of the experiential stuff. It's what I do as a performer. It's what I do as an empath. It's what I do as a creator. But it was certainly his vision. You know, he stepped away from Paramount to create this.
But you were the talent along with everything else. And I have thought that for years to say I'm the talent. So when we talk about being on a show like this, as you know, I'm told you're the talent, Caren. You just go on and you do your thing. You stay in your lane and you're the talent. The fact that I can do other stuff is just a coincidence. You were the talent in this. You did the other stuff, but it was your face that was in the forefront, right?
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. As I step back into the world of being talent, I think, you know, it's funny, all of these things that are coming back, like doing a commercial and not, you know, finding out, like, did I get it? Didn't I get it?
Right.
There's a difference between being a talent and being a creator. And I think they go hand in hand. You don't, I think that you give up too much just being talent for me personally, because I bring so many aspects to myself. And I just, as like you, as the producer of this show, there's a part of you that shows up and your talent, but there's also other elements in terms of what are you really trying to bring into people's lives? Where are you taking all these other aspects? So all of me is coming to play now.
I love that. I mean, another thing that you are involved in as well is essential oils. You introduced me to them, and you gifted me some amazing oils for different things, for the stress. And no, I don't have stress. I do have stress, and it was amazing. And we have this great essential oil diffuser. I know that also you carry them as well as part of the line of essential oils. So guys, you know, as you're getting to know Kim, and we're going to give you all of her information, please ask her about that as well, because it is there. I think the message here is that we can have streams of activity that we are involved in. It doesn't have, now I was going to say income, but it's not always just about the income. We can have streams of things that we are good at, and that our essence of what we're good at, and we talked before the show, comes out. Because
absolutely. It's funny. There was this big book that was going around that said, do the one thing, one thing. And I'm reading this book, and there's a voice inside of me going, I wish there was one thing. But that's not me. And I think so many, especially women, because we have so many parts of us. And I think in the past, we had so many different parts of us as labels or roles that we played. And I think that exhausts us when we're playing all these different roles. But if we switch it around to realize there are creative aspects of us, and if you allow all of these different aspects. For example, if you remember back when you were in elementary school or high school and you liked painting or you liked singing, or there's these different pieces of us that we felt like at some point we had to put in a box and give it to Salvation Army or kill or dim or something in order to survive or to thrive in some place. And I think we have done ourselves, it was a good choice back then, but I think God put these different components in our life to express. And I think that when you allow that light back out of you, it's going to fuel the other aspects of you.
I think we also integrate all of these things into who we are. So the entirety of Kim Castle is not just that you're an actress, or that you are an amazing marketer with Brand You, or that you did a Star Trek virtual event, or that you do essential oils, or that you know your YouTube channel. You are made up of so many different things, but if you were to go to the core of this, your core still comes through this.
Absolutely.
And I think that is That is the message. Hey, we got Susan Jacobs on. She says, hello. We got Brandy Salazar on. They just wrote The Miracle Morning for Couples with Hal Elrod. Amazing book. Susan Jacobs is an amazing stylist. She's in Canada. Oh my gosh, she's awesome. Thank you for being on the show, guys. I really do appreciate you coming on the show. You have a tip that you want to share, and I'm going to let you just go ahead and do this, and I'm going to put you on solo so you can talk.
Yeah, well, it's going back to what I was just talking about, is to take a moment and unearth that piece of you that you had to put aside, or for some reason you thought you needed to put aside, so that the market knew you, like I did in Brand You. I thought, okay, no, I'm not an actor. I'm a platform speaker and brand strategist and all of those. Right. It's time to bring those pieces back out, and not beat yourself up that you put, that you gave it to Salvation Army, but to bring it back out, because I believe it is fuel. It is a fuel for you who keeps. I know that I had deep adrenal fatigue and the thyroid issues and all those things that I wore myself into the ground running on empty for decades.
I remember.
Because I didn't let this piece of me out. And don't put a demand on, okay, I'm going to start painting again and sell it. Don't let that evolve. Like, I don't know exactly how the acting piece is going to show up. I do know that I'm writing TV. I'm bringing all those pieces back, but I'm bringing it back because it is fuel. Going back to fuel it's a part of me. It provides me energy and vivaciousness. And so I invite you, as my tip, to kind of look. Maybe you love cooking. Maybe you love gardening. And not put the emphasis on how I'm going to make money from it, but to know that the doing of it is the fuel for your life.
I totally love that. Do you have a quote?
Yes, I have a quote. I'm going to read it so that I give it the due.
Yes.
I know that in different areas, different times in my life, there were different quotes that resonated with me because it was part of my development. It was exactly where I was at as a human being in development. And this is the quote that is fueling me, and I want to give it to you. It's by Irma Bombeck. And she was a big humorist in the 70s, I believe she was, or the 80s, 70s, and 80s. And it says, when I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left. And I could say, I used everything you gave me.
I love that quote. Use everything. All of our viewers, whether you're live or replay, that quote just, you know what, I'm going to ask you to send me that quote so we can put it in the blog after the show, because that is a great quote and I want to be able to use it. We've got Joey saying, passion brings us energy. Yes. And Susan said, don't tuck it away. Don't dim our light. Today, we need to honor all of our gifts. These are great comments, everyone. This is what it's all about. Are you guys intrigued by Kim? I mean, this woman is clearly talented, and you still have a lot of talent to give, so you're going to be around for a very long time. You're not going to do the whole Irma Bombeck thing anytime soon, right? So, if you want to get in touch with Kim, which I'm sure you do, first I'm going to suggest you follow her on Twitter, and you can go to @KimCastle. How clever, right? That's her name. And then also on Instagram, you want to follow her there as well, Kim Castle. She's got some amazing stuff up there on her Instagram. You can follow her on Facebook by going to facebook.com. Did you know if you put in fb.com, it will still go to facebook.com?
No. Well, if you do search if you do an @Kim Castle, it'll pull it up on Instagram.
That's cool.
Right away. Cool. It just goes, if you go @Kim Castle, it pulls up Instagram.
Well, there you go. So you can also find Kim on Facebook, but I'm also going to encourage you to go over to her website, lifealicious.me, because I know you have some cool stuff there, right?
Yeah. Now I'm revamping everything, but if you go there now and subscribe, you'll get my emails, but then you'll be on the list to get those programs that I'm going to start to introduce. How to love your life and have the fuel to enjoy it. And then invite you to take my self-centered course with me. It's usually a charge, but I'm going to be doing a beta again, so you'll get it for free.
Hey guys, you heard her say it here. So I'm going to ask you to put a comment down in the remarks down there if you are interested in learning about more. Let us know, and also go over to lifelicious.me.
Get self-centered with me.
Get self-centered. Get self-centered. Any last comments that you'd like to add before we say goodbye?
I guess it comes. I guess what's hitting me is, as we get older, we tend to, I think we go through a period in our 40s, maybe even 30s. I think it's happening younger, where women especially are becoming exhausted. And we start to, our life, our vitality, our view of the world starts to dim. Mm-hmm. And we don't realize, we're staying up too late, or it's the food, or it's how we're sleeping. And I really, truly believe it's all of that. But that when you are truly expressing, and I never realized it when I was going through my health challenges, and I was like looking at the food and looking at my thoughts and looking at my environment, I didn't realize that a vital component of having energy and enjoying our life is our expression.
Yeah.
Expression. And I remember back, what was the Julia Cameron?
Yes, the artist
way.
Yes.
I remember like that, all of those tools, but just to acknowledge that our expression is one of the ingredients to a vibrant life.
Well, I love that. I love you. I appreciate you coming on today. I know that we continue to work together, and I just want to thank you for taking your time to be with us today and share some of the things that are happening in your life as your star is reborn. And I'm just so excited to see what happens. I know it's going to be great. I know it's going to be great. And you'll come back and visit us and share how this journey has happened. So thank you. I'm going to drop you down into the green room as I get ready for my super boomer moment. So guys, this is the time that I like to talk about something that struck a chord with me. And so it's a super boomer moment. And actually, it was that quote that Kim said at the very end from Irma Bonbeck. And I love that as you come to the end of your life and you've used all your talent up. Because what a waste if you don't express, and what a waste if you don't go out there and actually show the world who you are, show yourself who you are. It's not just the world, which is huge, but you want to show yourself that you can do it and that you have the ability no matter what you decide to do, no matter what you decide to step into. So I love the idea of what Kim shared from Irma Bonbeck, that you just want to, when you get to the end of your life, you want to make sure that you have no talent left, that you are just sucked dry. And that's not a very good image right now. Maybe we shouldn't use that, sucked dry. But that being said, great guest. I love Kim. I'm so happy that she was able to join us. And we're happy that you were able to join us as well, because we know that you have a choice as to how you spend your time. And you chose to spend it with us. And I am eternally grateful. I hope that you will join us in 2 weeks. We will not be on next week. It's the 4th of July week. So I'm going to take the time off. It's my anniversary. So my husband said I have to. And then the following week, we'll be back with another great guest. So go out and give somebody an awesome day, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of the Super Boomer Lifestyle Show. Goodbye, everyone.